back to my channel. I hope you all are having a really great day. I wanted to make a video today on plants. Now, a lot of you may know that I love plants so much, and I always have. I love nature, and I one day want to see my apartment look like a jungle. And so I've been collecting a whole bunch of plants now, and I want to share them with you all. Yeah, just because I love them and I love to make videos about the things that I love. So plants are one of those. So yeah, let's get started. The first plant might look familiar to you all because I made a video on this plant, and this is my lady fern named Coconut. And ever since the last video where I showed you all my fern, it's grown a lot. It grows so quickly. I didn't know ferns grew this quickly. Basically, they get new little leaves that show up rolled up at the very bottom, and then they like slowly unroll until they're completely like a regular leaf. But it's beautiful, grows quickly, and I've loved taking care of it. And also, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but there's moss that I put down here that I just sort of collected from a hike that I went on. And I grabbed the moss and then I put it here because moss and ferns need a lot of humidity, and they kind of need like the same amount of water and the same kind of living conditions. So I figured that they would work really well together. So there we have some moss that I'm trying to take care of. I love moss so much. I think that it's beautiful. I know a lot of people might look past it, but I think it's gorgeous. So this right here is probably my favorite plant because I love ferns and I love moss. And yeah, this is my coconut. Next, I want to talk to y'all about ground cover. Again, I think this is a plant that a lot of people look past. They usually want ground cover to cover up, you know, like their ground in their gardens or their backyards. But I love ground cover just as it is. So I have 3 little pots here of ground cover. Let's see if I can show you. Here they are. Ah, so cute. So the other day we went to Home Depot and we were looking at all the plants, and one of the plants that caught my eye was this ground cover. Now, I love green plants, especially when they have weird textures. Those are my favorite. So this is what ground cover looks like. This particular ground cover is called Baby's Tears, and it's made out of tiny little leaves. And what's great about this plant is I bought a larger plant that was probably like this big, and then what you can do is just break it into tiny pieces and it'll start growing. So one of the tiny pieces is this one. Oopsies, I got soil all over the place. Oops. So one of the tiny pieces is this one. Let me see if I can show you. And it's grown so much ever since I planted it. So I planted it from like a little thing that had maybe 2-3 leaves, and now it's like growing a lot more. And one thing that I love about ground cover in general is that it just grows wherever it has soil. So whatever little container you put it in, or a big container, it will take up the entire space. And I think it's so beautiful. It's really springy. I love kind of like putting my hands over it, and I just love it so much. Let's see, the next plant that I want to talk to y'all about is the oldest one that we've had in this apartment, and this is a succulent, and this is mostly Chris's succulent because he's the one who liked it. But this is his little succulent. It's really cute. It's been living here for a while now, doing well. It used to be a bit red on the edges, and it's not really that red anymore, which means that it probably isn't getting enough sunlight or something. But this is our little succulent. It's really cute. Hopefully we can get more succulents. The next plant that I wanted to talk to y'all about is this little purple plant. I'm not sure if it's lavender or not. I'm sure there are different varieties of lavender looking plants, but whatever this little plant is, we found this little sprig kind of cut up from its parent plant. And when Chris and we went for a bike ride / run another evening, and we were passing by these huge bushes of this plant, and we found that this was cut off. So someone had cut it off and just let it there to die. And so I took it home and I put it now in this little jar with water, and it flowered, which is really beautiful. I guess it means it's still alive and doing well. And we're waiting for it to sprout some roots so that we can put it in soil. Hopefully that'll happen. I've been reading a lot on how to grow plants from like little sprigs. So hopefully I'll be able to get some roots going soon so that I can plant it. But yeah, this is our little lavender plant, purple plant, not really sure what to call it, but there it is. And then the next plants that I want to talk to y'all about are some herbs. So we have basil, cilantro, and green onion. I'm gonna talk about the basil first. So here's our little basil plant. It's so cute. I love this. I feel like the leaves are very true to solar panels. They're constantly moving with the sun and they're so big. I love our little basil plant. I can't wait for it to be full grown so that we can start picking off its leaves and using it for whatever it is that we decide to use it for in our kitchen. So there's our little basil plant. And then we also have cilantro, which is growing a lot. I find it funny that cilantro doesn't really have that much control with where it kind of like falls. It's very a limp plant. So it kind of just like flops around, but it's happy. And one thing that I love about the cilantro plant is that, funnily enough, we have some moss growing in it. You can't really see, I don't think the camera will pick it up, but we have moss growing inside the very bottom where the rocks are. And I almost care more about the moss than I do about the cilantro because I love moss so much. So whenever I give water to this plant, I'm always looking at the moss like, grow, grow, grow. And yeah, but the cilantro I love too. I can't wait to use that as well in the kitchen once it starts maturing. So this last plant is really neat. Let me give you some backstory. The other day, Chris and I went to the grocery store, and one of the items that we got was green onions, and we used it in our cooking, but then we realized that we still had the roots with like the bottom of the plant with the roots and all. So we decided to plant that in a little mason jar and put it in some soil, give it some water, and see if it would grow. And let me show you how much it's grown in about a week. Look at this gigantic plant. It doesn't even fit in the shot. Like it's probably like 2 feet tall from the bottom of the jar. My goodness, it's so tall. But we basically planted a plant that was like maybe this tall, and then in about a week it's grown almost a foot, or maybe more than a foot. It's grown so much. So I definitely recommend that if you buy green onion, like don't throw it away. You know, you should definitely plant the bottom and it'll start sprouting more roots and growing a ton. So now we have so much green onion, we don't know what to do with it. So if any of our friends need green onion, please let us know so that we can give you green onion. But yeah, I love this plant so much simply because it makes me feel like we have a green thumb because it grows so easily. And so I love it. I love how tall it is. I wonder how tall it's going to get. I'm not really sure how tall these plants get, but I'll do some more research and hopefully we can take care of it and have it grow even more. We also have some plants outside, so let me go and show you those now. So this right here is our ground cover, some more here on the left and on the right, and here's our corn. Just kidding, it's flowers actually, but they haven't flowered yet. Hopefully they will soon. So that's the end of this video. I hope that you all liked me showing our plants to you all. They're such beautiful plants. I love them so much. I love nature and I love green plants, and they make me so happy. And I hope that they made you happy also and maybe inspired you to get some plants of your own. I'll maybe make an update video in a while if I get more plants or if they start growing more or something. I'll make an update video if I can. But yeah, I hope you all like this video and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!